I am Ann Gilbert Chase, and I live in Montana in the United States.
And I'm Chantel Astorga, and I live in Idaho in the United States.
I think, I think one of the things that we were nominated for here was our climb in India, which we also had Jason Thompson on the climb with us, and so we weren't strictly a female team. So I think there was a little bit of confusion there. But I think it's an honor to be, represented at the Piolets, and to be special mentioned here is, I think, for lots of people in their climbing career, it's pretty cool to be on the stage amongst all these other, amazing alpinists. But for me, it has more to do with just the award and the Piolet than the fact that I'm a female. And I hope that, we're represented as climbers and not just as female climbers.
Yeah, I would agree with that. In the past, we worked as climbing guides, but it's been many years. I now work as a highway avalanche forecaster for State Transportation Department.
And I work as a registered nurse at our local hospital in Montana. I would prefer to climb for myself and go on the expeditions that I want to go on, and not, have to work in that same environment. So for me, it made sense to get a normal job and pay the bills, and then be able to pick and choose the trips that I want to go on. I think if you spend time on Denali, the Slovak is, everyone knows about the Slovak, and it's something that it's this magical south face, and it's one of the harder routes on the mountain. And so I became knew about it for many years, and when Chantel and I decided to climb together on Denali, we sort of landed on that climb. We had a few other ones in mind, but we decided that, I think just from the looks of it, it's amazing, and just the climbing, it's, good pitch after pitch after pitch. So that was kind of why we wanted to do it.
The route was, it was very good. It was very difficult and sustained throughout, but very good quality. Maybe we got a little bit off route in a couple different places, and the quality of the rock and ice deteriorated. But we did the more difficult water ice 6 pitches that were en route were in very poor condition, and so very rotten, and a lot of overhanging rocks, so maybe that was more difficult. The previous year, in 2017, we also attempted the Slovak, but we only made it 1,000 meters up the face, and then a big storm moved in, so we retreated, and so we had at least the lower part of the route to compare it to from the previous year.
A lot drier, so not as much ice as the previous year, and looking at photos from previous ascents, way less ice than previous ascents as well. So I don't know if it's just the specific year on Denali, or if it's, as a lot of places, just the weather and conditions are changing. I think there's lots of difficult climbing on it, but I think for us it was sort of the end. The last night before you top out and join the Cassine, we had a big storm roll in, and so we lost visibility, and it was extremely cold, and we were, at the point, I think we'd been up for 30 some hours at that point, and so I think it just kind of went from clear and sunny skies to just getting slammed with a huge storm, and it was pretty hard. We had nowhere to bivvy, we had to keep going, and I think that was probably the hardest part for both of us, of just sort of having to put your head down and keep going, even though we were cold and couldn't see anything, and kind of out of water at that point. And I think both physically, mentally, and emotionally, it was definitely the hardest part of the climb.
And that night following, my thermarest pad had a hole in it, and so it was cold that night too. Gilbert had to cuddle me to keep me warm. I mean, we both climb with women a lot, but it's not necessary. Like, we don't have to. Maybe just the energy and dynamic can be different. What do you?
Yeah, I think there's probably different energy with just women on a climb, but for me, I enjoy climbing with both women and men, because I really do think that you can learn from every individual that you climb with, and I think it's important for us as climbers. You're always changing, you're always growing, and if you get stuck just climbing with the same person and only want to learn from specific people, I think that's can harm your own career in climbing. So for me, I really enjoy climbing with different people, and women, men, everyone. If I get along with them and our ideas and objectives line up, then I think it's a great thing to climb with someone.
Yeah, that's most important.
I think guiding in the United States, unless you're a full certified UFIMGA guide, I think it's very different than European guiding. A lot of it is non-technical, a lot of it is walking, less, you don't get to guide these beautiful technical mountains all the time. So for me, it was not a dream job. I would prefer to climb on my own with friends. But yeah, I mean, I think for a lot of people it is a dream job. So I also like having a home base and a house and all like that. And I think guiding, you spend a lot of time traveling on the road and living out of your car and different things. And for me, I did it for a lot of years, and I'm happy to not do it anymore.
My job is very good that I work full time in the winter time, and so my time is very much committed to being on skis and forecasting for the highways. And then in the summer, I still have a year-round job with the State Transportation Department, but I get a lot of time off, and I only have to fulfill part-time work, so I can be gone most of the summer if I want to be. And it offers a lot of flexibility. It's very good.
I think for me, a lot of it is, I think the mountain. If the mountain is aesthetically beautiful to me, it definitely has to speak to you. I think Denali is a beautiful mountain. I think Mount Nilkantha, the mountain we climbed in India is beautiful. And so that's sort of first for me. And then from that is sort of the more of the technicality of the mountain and how it looks. And, is it going to be a challenging climb? Is it not going to be a challenging climb? And then also I think where it is. For me, the thing I love about climbing is where it takes me to different countries around the world to meet different cultures, and that's definitely plays part into where I choose to climb, is sort of what that country is like, and if I've been there and want to meet the people and all like that. So it's Mount Nilkantha. We climbed the southwest face, which was unclimbed until last year when we climbed it, and it's in the southern Garhwal, and so it's kind of remote in the fact that there aren't too many other mountains right around it, where a lot of places, whether it's in Pakistan or Nepal, there are lots of mountains nearby, but this one sort of stands alone. And I attempted it in 2015 with my husband, Jason Thompson, and also Caro North, but we turned around about 1,000 feet or so from the summit due to an electrical storm. And we were just acclimating on the West Ridge, and we actually never got to climb on the southwest face, but it was implanted in our heads at that time that we wanted to go back. And so Jason and I asked Chantel to come with us. And so the three of us went this past fall and were successful. And we spent 5 days on the face climbing, everything from steep ice to steep rock to faceted snow. And it took us a little longer than we were originally expecting, just due to conditions, and
we weren't acclimatized very well.
Yeah, so but it was awesome. It was, to be able to see that few-year dream come together and to climb the mountain that we'd wanted to. My husband and I get along really well. We spend a lot of time climbing together in the mountains and also at home, and he's also a professional photographer, so it works really well as far as getting photos on the trips and things. But no, I think we've climbed with other people a lot as teams of three, and I enjoy it. He and I get to celebrate and spend these moments together, but also I think enjoying it with friends and other people is really special too.
I think there's benefits to both 2 and 3. Nilkantha was the only big climb that I've done with 3 people, and it worked out quite well. And I also enjoy climbing with 2. I think there's benefits, pluses to both, and minuses. You don't sleep as well with 3 people en route. That might be the only real minus.
Yeah.
I think if you have the right group of 3, it can be more safe. If the dynamic with 3 people is not good, it could be less safe and better with 2 people. So it's maybe just dependent on the group.